we have the Carla VB Terwilliger Trio next week on the 21st, and they're a jazz. They do a lot of original music, and they're going to be here on the stage. And we're going to close out the month with Seth Hoffman, a delightful young man who will be here doing some music for you. So a lot of fun things coming up in April and May. So we're going to have a big celebration, one-year celebration on June 13th. So mark your calendar, and we're working on some fun acts to come in there on that. And I just lost all the things I was supposed to be saying. Okay, hold on. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, come on. Here we go. Okay, good. All righty. Rye Creek is an Albuquerque band that plays traditional as well as more contemporary Irish folk and Western music. The group has been performing for over 30 years at venues like O'Neill's Pub, the Rio Grande Valley Celtic, was it Celtic or Celtic? Celtic, thank you. Festival, the Sunflower Festival in Mountaineer, and the Rio Grande Arts and Crafts Festival. Band members are Ron Trulou. Gosh, you guys, I don't even need to introduce them, do I? So I don't need to go through all the painful thing. I'm not, Okay, I'll just say Ron, Terry, Jessica, Mike, and Catherine. Is that everybody? I think so. If you want to know more about them, go to myspace.com, Rye Creek, New Mexico music/songs. You can find out when their upcoming shows are. And I think, and if you want to take some Rye Creek home with you, there's some CDs back there on the table in the foyer. And you can talk to Ron on the break, and he'll set you straight on how to do that. So without further ado, here they come, the Rye Creek Band, right now. And, if you want to dance, we know we don't have a real dance floor yet, but you can just dance any place you can find a space. How about that? Okay. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you for coming.
We're the warm-up band for St. Patrick's Day.
So thank you all for coming. We see some familiar faces, and we see a bunch of friendly faces. It's not our friends that have the friendly faces. It's the people. We got to tune up because, if we're not in tune, then we don't care, but it might sound bad to you. So we do it for you. So.
And you'll know if we hit a wrong note that it wasn't the violin. No, not yet. I'm almost ready. I got to get the hair out of my face here. Okay.
Ready?
Tell my ma when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. Pull my hair and stole my comb, that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she's a belle of Belfast City. She's courting 1, 2, 3, please come tell me who is she. Says he loves her, all the boys are fighting for. Knock on the door, ringing the bell, told my true love fare thee well. Out she comes as white as the snow, rings on her fingers, bells on her toes. Old Johnny Morris says she'll die if she doesn't get the fellow with the rolling eye.
the hail go high and the snow is falling from the sky. She's as sweet as an apple pie, and she'll have her own love by and by. When she gets a lad of her own, she won't tell them all till they come home. Let them all come as they will, it's Albert Mooney she loves still. Tell my ma when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. Pull my hair and sew my comb, but that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she's the belle of Belfast City. She is courting 1, 2, 3, please come tell me who is she.
Thank you, thank you. Tonight, we're just going to be playing a bunch of sort of old traditional Irish songs for the most part. I mean, happy St. Patrick's Day. So we're doing a bunch of that. And later on, we'll be doing a bunch of sing-along songs. So we'll be looking for everybody to participate and sing along. So this next song, in typical Irish fashion, is about Tim Finnegan. So Tim Finnegan died, and they had a wake, and a little chaotic, and things started flying in the air, and a bottle of whiskey got smashed, splashed on Tim, and he woke up from the dead. You'll hear that in the last verse, Tim Finnegan.
You know, Tim was my cousin.
Mike Murphy.
All right, here we go.
Tim Finnegan lived in Walker Street, a gentle Irishman, mighty odd. He'd a beautiful brogue, so rich and sweet, and to rise in the world he carried a heart. You see, he'd a kind of tippling way, with a love of liquor Tim was born. To help him on his way each day, he'd a drop for the creature every morn.
Whack for the hoorah, take your partners round the floor, you trotter shake. Isn't the truth I told you lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake?
One morning Tim was rather full, his head felt heavy which made him shake. Fell off the ladder and broke his skull, so I carried him home a corpse to wake. Wrapped him up in a nice clean sheet and laid him out upon the bed. Plenty of candles around his feet and a couple of dozen around his head. Whack for the hoorah, take your partner round the floor, ye trotters shake. Isn't the truth I told you lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake? His friends assembled at the wake. Mrs. Finnegan called for lunch. Then they laid up teas and cakes and pipes and tobacco and whiskey punch. Biddy O'Brien began to cry, such a lovely corpse did you ever see? Tim, my boy, why did you die? On none of your guts, said Biddy McGee. Whack for the hoorah, take your partner round the floor, ye trotters shake. Isn't the truth I told you lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake? He had gone to cop the job, Biddy says she wrong, I'm sure. Biddy gave her a belt on the gob and left her sprawling on the floor. Beside in the Wharton suit engaged was woman to woman and man to man. Shillelagh was all the rage, and a row and erection soon began. Whack for the hoorah, take your partner round the floor, you trotters shake. Isn't the truth I told you lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake? Mickey Maloney raised his head when a gallon of whiskey flew at him. It missed and landed on the bed, the whiskey scattered over Tim. Be that he revives, see how he rises, Finnegan jumping from the bed. Yarn ran around like blazes, thunder and blazes, you think I'm dead? Whack for the hoorah, take your partner round the floor, ye trotters shake. Isn't the truth I told you lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake?
Excuse me for butting in, Ron. This is a public service announcement. Apparently there's a Honda with lights on in the parking lot. And it looks like it has something about Fish Creek on the license plate. So whoever that belongs to, we don't want you to be stuck here. We don't want to have to take care of you all night. So, all right, thank you.
It is.
That is my car. Yes, my wife's going out. I don't know why the lights are on. We got here 2 hours ago. So we're getting the lights.
It might still be running.
In a neat little town they call Belfast, apprentice to trade I was born, and many an hour sweet happiness I spent in that neat little town, till bad misfortune came o'er me, that caused me to stray from the land, far away from me friends and relations, betrayed by the black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like diamonds. You'd think she was queen of the land. She was. With her hair thrown over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. As I was walking down Broadway, not intending to stay very long, I spied a frolicsome damsel as she came tripping along. A watch she pulled out of her pocket and slipped it right into my hand. On the very first day that I met her, bad luck to the black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like diamonds. You'd think she was queen of the land. With her hair thrown over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. Before a judge and jury next morning, both of us did appear. A gentleman, they claimed his jewelry, and the case against us was clear. 7 long years transportation, way down to Van Diemen's Land, far away from me friends and companions, betrayed by the black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like diamonds. You'd think she was queen of the land, and she was. With her hair thrown over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like diamonds. You'd think she was queen of the land. With her hair thrown over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band.
First song was sung by Terry down on this end, one of our really great singers. That song by our only Irishman, full Irishman, Michael Murphy, and the group.
And you'll have to tolerate my allergies tonight. Sorry.
Are you ready?
I hope so. I did lie, I did lie, I did lie, did lie, I did lie, I did lie, I did lie, did lie. Let the grasses grow and the water flow in a free and easy way. But give me enough of the rare old stuff that's made near Galway Bay. And the policemen all from Donegal, Sligo and Leitrim too. We'll give them a slip and we'll take a little sip of the real old Mountain Dew. I did lie, I did lie, I did lie, did lie, I did lie, I did lie, I did lie, did lie. There's a neat little still by the foot of the hill where the smoke curls up to the sky. By the smoke and the smell you can plainly tell there's poteen brewing nearby. For it fills the air with a perfume rare and betwixt both me and you. As home we stroll we can drink a bowl or a bucket full of Mountain Dew. I did lie, I did lie, I did lie, did lie, I did lie, I did lie, I did lie, did lie. the pen have writ the praises high of the sweet poteen from Ireland green, distilled from wheat and rye. Throw away your pills, it'll cure all ills, be a pagan, Christian, or Jew. Take off your coat and grease your throat with a bucket full of Mountain Dew. Everybody sing, I did lie, I did lie, I did lie, did lie, I did lie, I did lie, I did lie, did. One more time. I did lie, I did lie, I did lie, did lie, I did lie, I did lie, I did lie, did lie. A lot of these Irish songs are about drinking, so I hope nobody's offended.
The song, next song is going to be sung by our newest band member. Many of you may not have heard her sing with us, Jessica, down at this end.
And she has not been with us for 30 years.
Not like all the rest of us. This is Catherine on the spoons and a variety of percussion.
Town in the county down one morning the last July. Down to Boring Green came a sweet Colleen, and she smiled as she passed me by. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Cane, from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the brown Colleen that I met at the county down. She looked so sweet from her two bare feet to the sheen of her nut brown hair. Such a coaxing elf, sure I shook myself for to see I was really there. From Bantry Bay to Derry Cane, from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the brown Colleen that I met at the county down. As she onward sped, sure I scratched my head and I looked with a feeling rare. And I says I to a passer-by, who's the maid with the nut brown hair. He smiled at me and he said he, that's a gem of Ireland's crown. Young Rosie McCann from the banks of the Bann, she's the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Cane, from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the brown Colleen that I met at the county down. Harvest fair, she'll surely be there, so I'll dress in my Sunday clothes, with my hat cocked right and my shoes shone bright, for a smile from my nut brown rose. No pipe I'll smoke and no horse I'll yoke, till the plough is a rust-colored brown. By a smiling bride by my own fireside, it's the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Cane, from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the brown Colleen that I met at the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Cane, from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the brown Colleen that I met at the county down.
Thanks, Jessica. Make sure everybody gets their instruments. Terry gets to change instruments enough time that I'm sorry to say there can either be some dead space or I have to tell a terrible joke. So.
She's just
His
too
jokes are pretty
talented.
cute.
She's got too many instruments, that's all.
Are you ready? Well, me name is Dick McGuire, and I'll quickly tell to you about a young girl I admired named Katie Donahue. She was fair and fat and sporty, and believe me when I say, whenever I come up to the door, you can hear her mama say, "Oh, Johnny, get up from the fire, give up, give the man a seat. Can't you see it's Mr. McGuire and he's working your sister Kate? You know very well he owns a farm and weave it out of the town. Hurry, get up into that, you impotent brat, and let Mr. McGuire sit down. Diddly-doddle-doddle-doddle, 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 diddly-doddle-doddle-doddle. Well, you know very well he owns a farm and weave it out of the town. Hurry, get up into that, you impotent brat, and let Mr. McGuire sit down. Well, the first time that I met her was at the dance at the town again, and I very kindly asked her if she'd dance a step with me. I asked if I could see her home if I was going her way. And whenever I come up to the door, you can hear her mama say, "Well, Johnny, get up from the fire, give up, give the men the seat. Can't you see it's Mr. McGuire and he's courting your sister Kate? Well, you know very well he owns the farm and weave it out of the town. Hurry, get up into that, you impotent brat, and let Mr. McGuire sit down. Diddly-doddle-doddle-doddle, 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 diddly-doddle-doddle-doddle. Well, you know very well he owns the farm and weave it out of the town. Hurry, get up into that, you impotent brat, and let Mr. McGuire sit down. Well, now that we are married, her mother has changed her mind, just because I spent the legacy her father left behind. She doesn't have the decency to give me the time of day, and whenever I come up to the door, you can hear that old woman say, "Well, Johnny, get up to the fire, come up, you're sitting in the draft. Can't you see it's old McGuire? He surely drives me daft. Well, I don't know what gets in him, he's always on a terror. Just sit where you are and never you dare give old McGuire the diddly-doddle-doddle-doddle, 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 diddly-doddle-doddle-doddle. Well, I don't know what gets in him, he's always on a terror. Just sit where you are and never you dare give old McGuire the chair."
That's one of my favorite songs.
So, this is one of our favorite songs. Terry sings this. This is about one of the great Irish Easter Rebellion of 1916. So, like a lot of Irish rebellions, rebels gathered in the courtyard at Dublin, and they were raging on about how they wanted independence from Britain. And like a lot of Irish rebellions, it did not go well. The British came tearing in, took all the rebels, put them in jail. So later on, a guy wrote this tune, and Terry's going to sing, called Foggy Dew. Are you ready?
Let me take a deep breath. Was down the glen one Easter morn to a city there rode I, while Ireland's lines of marching men in squadrons passed me by. No pipe did hum and no battle drum did sound its rat-tat-too, but the Angelus bell, the Liffey swell, rang out foggy dew. Right proudly high o'er Dublin town hung they of a flag aglow. 'Twere better to die 'neath an Irish sky than at school blow that small nations might be free. Their lonely graves are by Subla's graves on the fringe of the Brainerd Sea. But had they died by fiercest side, or fought with Valera true, there are graves we keep where the Fenians sleep, beneath the hills of the foggy dew. The bravest fell and the requiem bell rang mournfully and true for those who died that Easter tide in the springing of the year. And the world did gaze in deep amaze at those fearless men but few who bore the fight that freedom's light might shine in the foggy dew. And back to the glen I rode again, and my heart will grieve full sore, for I parted then with valiant men whom I never shall see more. But to and fro in my dreams I go, and I kneel and pray for you. For Savory fled your glorious bed when you fell in the foggy dew. Foggy dew, thank you.
So if you go to Ireland and you're looking to find a mate, you go to Lisdoon Varna. That's the place you go if you're in Ireland. And so that's our next song, The Road to Lisdoon Varna.
How did that work out for you, Mike?
Well, I met my first and third wives there. Number 4 stuck, so. No, not really.
No.
Okay, now that you all are like rested down, you had your coffee and your cookie and you're all settled in. Now we're ready for a little bit of audience participation. So there's a young man sitting over here, said on the way down, he was listening to our CD.
Oh, yeah.
Man, he's been around a long time. This is one of our songs from our CD. So this is like a traditional Irish song. This was written by a poet from Chicago, not that many years ago, you know. But anyway, it's a traditional, we're going to call it an Irish song for tonight, the Unicorn Song. So, in the Unicorn Song, as these people all know, we get to do the motions, you get to do the motions along with our singing. So, Mr. Murphy here is going to demonstrate the motions so that you can join in with him on the chorus. So it goes like this. Well, you've got some green alligators and some long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants as sure as you're born. And the loveliest of all was a unicorn. One more time, we're going to practice. Well, you got your green alligators and your long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees. That was frightening, by the way. Your cats and rats and elephants as sure as you're born. Well, don't you forget those unicorns. Well, a long time ago when the earth was green, there were more kind of animals than you've ever seen, running around free while the earth was being born, and the loveliest of all was the unicorn. And there were green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants as sure as you're born. The loveliest of all was the unicorn. Well, the Lord saw some sinning and it gave him pain. He said, stand back, cause I'm gonna make it rain. And hey, brother Noah, I'll tell you what to do. Well, build me a floating zoo and get some of those green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants. But Lord, I'm so forlorn. Well, don't you forget my unicorn. Well, Noah was there to answer the call. He finished up the ark when the rain began to fall, and he drove in those animals 2 by 2, and he called out when they went through. Hey Lord, I got your green alligators and your long-necked geese, your humpty-back camels and your chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants. But Lord, I'm so forlorn, I just can't find those unicorns. Well, Noah looked out in the driving rain, and the unicorns were hiding and playing silly games, kicking and splashing while the rain was pouring. Those silly unicorns. But they were green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees. And Noah said, close the door, because the rain is pouring. Well, I just can't wait for those unicorns. And now the ark began to float, and it drifted in the tide, and the unicorns looked up from the rocks and they cried, and the rain came down and sort of floated them away. Easy, Mike. And that's why you won't see no unicorns to this very day. But you'll see green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants as sure as you're born. You're never gonna find those unicorns. But you'll see green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants as sure as you're born. You're never gonna find those unicorns. Everybody's so awake, it's like scary. Well, Terry's getting ready. I'll tell you this, like a lot of bands go on tour. And I want you to know that we've been on tour. Because Terry and Catherine and Jessica were touring Costco. And Mike and I were touring Home Depot. So it's...
We have played out of town a couple of times.
I think we went to, what was it, Los Lunas once?
Ready, T?
Come over the hills, my handsome Irish lad. Come over the hills to your darling. You choose the rose, love, and I will make the vow that I'll be your true love forever. Red is the rose in yonder garden grows, and fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the Boyne, and my love is fairer than any. 'Twas down by Killarney's green wood that we did stray. The moon and the stars, they were shining. The moon shone its rays on his locks of golden waves, and he swore he would be my love forever. Was not for the parting with my sister Kate, was not for the grief of my mother. It's all for the loss of my handsome Irish lad. Now my heart is broken forever. Everybody sing. Red is the rose in yonder garden grows, and fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the Boyne, and my love is fairer than any. My love is fairer than any. Red is the rose.
Okay, this is another little audience participation song. I always say audience precipitation. I don't know. So Mike's going to sing, and in the chorus part, we're going to hear some clapping from you all. So Mike will be doing the clapping. You can just follow him, follow along with him.
This song is about this wild rover guy who probably drinks too much, and it's not me. Not me.
Ready?
I've been a wild rover for many the year, and I've spent all my money on whiskey and beer. But now I'm returning with gold in great store, and I never will play the wild rover no
Here we go.
more. And it's
No, they never. No, they never no more will I play the wild rover. They never no more.
I went to an alehouse I used to frequent, and I told the landlady my money was spent. I asked her for credit, she answered me nay. Such a custom like yours I could have any day, and it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the Long Rover. Nay, never, no more. I took from my pocket 10 sovereign fright, and the landlady's eyes opened wide with delight. She said, I have whiskey and wines of the best, and the words that I spoke sure only in jest, and it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play one rover. Nay, never, no more. I went to my parents, confessed what I've done, and I asked them to pardon their prodigal son. And if they caress me as oft times before, sure I never will play the White Rover no more. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the White Rover. Nay, never, no more. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the White Rover. Nay, never, no more. See, on that last clap, you got to keep up with Catherine over here. She's the one who controls that. Very good.
So Terry's gonna sing a this is a good sing-along song we're doing, so you can sing along with Terry. And I just wanted to mention, there's only two kind of people.
The Irish and the ones that wish they were.
There you go. Thank you.
Must be Irish.
Speak it into the mic for everybody.
Oh, speak it again in the mic.
She said there's only two kind of people, the Irish people and the people that wish they were Irish.
Oh, oh, the summertime is coming, and the trees are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? I will build my love a bower by yon pure crystal fountain, and on it I will lay all the flowers on the mountain. Will you go, lassie, go? Sing it, everybody. And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? I will build the tower gone. I would surely find another where the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go?
Ah, very good. going to do one more song and take a short break. So, Mike always says this a hippie song from the old days. So all you old hippies will know and can sing along with this guy right here, an old folk song. Not that there's any old hippies in here tonight.
Maybe just you.
As I was walking over Gilgary Mountain, I spied a Colonel Farrell on the money he was counting. First it drew me pistol, and then it drew me rapier, saying, stand and deliver, for I am your boy, the sea-room of Sherman.
Quack full the daddy-o, quack full the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar.
Well, I counted out me money, it made a pretty penny. Put it in me pocket to take home the darling Jenny. She sighed and swore she loved me, never would deceive me. But the devil take the women, for they all will lie so easy. Mush-a-rum-da-rum dog.
Quack full the daddy-o, quack full the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar.
Well, I went up to me chamber, all for to take a slumber, to dream of golden girls, and I guess it was no wonder. Me Jenny took me charges, she filled them up with water, calling Colonel Farrell to get her ready for the slaughter. Mush-a-rum-da-rum-da.
Quack full the daddy-o, quack full the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar.
Well, next morning early, all four arose for travel. Came a band of footmen and likewise Colonel Farrell. I went to draw me pistol, for she'd stole away me rapier. But a prisoner I was taken, for I couldn't shoot the water. Mush-a-rum-da-rum-dog.
Quack full the daddy-o, quack full the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar.
Well, he took me in the cart with the judge all alighted, a-rubbing the Colonel Farrell down on Gilgary Mountain. But they didn't take me fist, and I knocked the jailer down, and bid a farewell to that tight-fisted town. Mush-a-rum-da-rum-dog.
Quack full the daddy-o, quack full the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar.
Well, I want to see me brother, the one that's in the army. Don't know where he's stationed, in Cork or in Killarney, but together we would ramble o'er those mountains of Kilkenny. Swear he'd treat me better than me darkin' squirtin' Jenny. Mush-a-rum-da-rum-dog.
Quack full the daddy-o, quack full the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar.
Well, some take delight in the carriages and a rollin', some take delight in a hurley and a bowling, but I take delight in the juice of the barley, courting pretty women in the morning, oh so early. Mush-a-rum-da-rum-dog.
Quack full the daddy-o, quack full the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Quack full the daddy-o, quack full the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar.
All right, thank you. Thank you. We'll be taking a break, let you walk around a little, and we'll be back in a bit. Thank you.
Thank you, Rye Creek. All right, let's give another round of applause. Wow. All right. So, my name's Gil Olmsted. I am the spiritual director here at this location, and I want to let you know about something we're doing for the whole community and let people know in case you're interested. So I have a special guest to make a quick announcement about a class that she will be teaching online in April.
Hi, everybody. I'm Marilyn Kirk, and we are going to be doing a community educational opportunity for anybody who's interested in doing something like completing your living will and all of those kinds of things that we tend to put off until, later, because we don't need it now. Anybody who's old, well, old is 20 years older than me. So that's kind of how I look at it sometimes. So we're having this class, it's 4 weeks. At the end of the class, you will have completed what we call the 5 wishes document, which not only includes a living will and power of attorney, but also helps you establish some of the things you'd like to have if you're at a point at the end of your life where you need decisions made and what you would like and what you wouldn't like. So we'll go over that. It's going to be a class on Zoom, and it starts April 22nd. And if it's something for you, that's great. If it's somebody you know or a family member, a friend who hasn't done anything like this before, this would be a great opportunity for them to be able to complete all of this information. And then that gives you peace of mind. So I'd like to invite you to go to our website at riograndecenterforspiritualliving.org. And it starts April 22nd, which is the Tuesday following Easter. It's easy to remember. 4 weeks. And if you register before, I think it's April the 7th, it's $99. After that, it's a little higher than that. So I invite you to come and be part of it and complete some very important documentation that we all need at the end of life. Thanks.
Thank you, Marilyn. That's Marilyn Kirk. She's one of our practitioners here. And so we're really excited about that. So does anybody know why there's the Luck of the Irish? You know where it came from? Aha! It didn't come from St. Patrick's. It came because it was sort of a disparaging remark about the Irish who were mining. What's that?
Was it Elizabeth the First?
I don't know. I've not heard that. Perhaps it is. What I've found is that it was used to say, oh, they're just lucky. Yeah, instead of honoring what people do. So anyway, I thought that was interesting because there's a lot of phrases we use that we have reappropriated, and sometimes it's for good. Like this one now becomes kind of a greeting, and we think of it as luck being a positive thing, and other things get turned the other way. But it's all the same words. And the reality is just the only difference is the feeling we have behind it. The feeling we have behind it. So it's all about where we're coming from, not what we're doing and saying. So I just wanted to share that with you and encourage us all to think about where are we coming from when we're talking to people. Are we coming from that place of grace and love, or are we not? So thank you so much. We have more refreshments, and we'll be cleaning those up after the break, basically. So if you want some, you want to get them now. And then Rye Creek will be back in about 10 minutes or so. So thank you so much. Have a good break.
And sit in the alcohol across the table.
Right there.
I'll be right back. And then we'll go look for the CD.
I don't think there's anything over there, but we're gonna look.
Could I ask one question about that? I didn't, she really wants to well, you know what, I should be doing it. I was just thinking, because I know that it's also, goes to the practitioner person. I just wasn't sure, I wanted to hold that space. And I don't know, maybe it's good since I know what's going on both places. That's what it is.
All right, Solid Grounds, everybody. Thank you so much. It looks to me like we have some people anxious to share more music. So let's welcome Rye Creek back to the stage.
Thanks, Gil. I'm glad to see that a few people are still here. Not everybody left at halftime. It's like, oh man, I had all I can take of those people. I'm going.
Wow, I didn't even hesitate. I probably said, let me think about it going back.
I think the bus doesn't leave quite right now is the problem.
Okay, so this song, The Hills of Connemara, so the thing that's like different for us in this song is each one of us gets to sing a verse. So hey, pay attention for that.
The leadership council is a lot of work. I was like, oh.
Just as, okay, so I have to tell a joke. Okay. So, an Irishman went to the bank to get a loan. And he said, I want to get a house loan. And the bank person said, well, the loan arranger is not here. And the Irishman said, well, let me talk to Tonto.
Gather up your pots and your old tin cans, your corn, your mash, your barley and your bran. Run like the devil from the excise man, keep the storm from rising, Barney.
The excise men are at the gate. Glory be to Paddy for the drinking is straight in the hills of Connemara.
Gather up your pots and your old tin cans, your corn, your mash, your barley and your bran. Run like the devil from the excise man, keep the smoke from rising, Barney.
Well, the mountain breezes as they blow echo down the plains below. The big tall men are on the go in the hills of Connemara.
Gather up your pots and your old tin cans, your corn, your mash, your barley and your bran. Run like the devil from the excise man, keep the storm from rising, Barney.
Swing to the left and swing to the right. The excise men will dance all night, bringing up the tea till broad daylight in the hills of Connemara.
Gather up your pots and your old tin cans, your corn, your mash, your barley and your bran. Run like the devil from the excise man, keep the smoke from rising, Barney.
Down for the butcher and Big Nick Klein, a bottle for poor old Father Stein, to keep him off that altar wine in the hills of Connemara.
Gather up your pots and your old tin cans, your corn, your mash, your barley and your bran. Run like the devil from the excise man, keep the smoke from rising, Barney. Stand your ground, for it's too late. The excise men are at the gate. Glory be to Paddy, 'cause he's drinking it straight in the hills of Connemara. Gather up your pots and your old tin cans, your corn, your mash, your barley and your bran. Run like the devil from the excise man, keep the smoke from rising, Barney. Gather up your pots and your old tin cans, your corn, your mash, your barley and your bran. Run like the devil from the excise man, keep the smoke from rising, Barney.
It's appropriate since we're all preparing to not meet the excise men ourselves. It's getting ready for tax time. This next song features Catherine, our fine percussion player, and it's a familiar Irish song, and feel free to join in and sing with us as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm going to play it real fast, Catherine. No.
In Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, I first set my eyes on sweet
Let's start
Molly
that
Moore.
over a bit slower.
Let's start again. Okay, we'll try it again. See if we can come in on time.
Fair city, where the girls gals are so pretty. I first set my eyes on sweet Molly Malone as she wheeled her wheelbarrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. She was a fishmonger, and sure was no wonder, for so were her father and mother before. And they both wheeled their barrows through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. She died of a fever and no one could save her, and that was the end of sweet Molly Malone. But her ghost wheels her barrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh.
This next song is a Irish Rebellion song. So if there are any Irish rebels out there, these two songs are your songs. The year was 1798, and the French had just sort of won their independence from the royalty there, and that word was spreading around, and it hit Ireland, and the Irish people thought, now it's time for us to have our independence. And so the French actually came over and tried to help them win some battles, and they did win a few battles, but of course they lost the war. But finally, and it sort of set the stage for 1919 or something like that, where they actually won their independence from Britain. So these two songs were written to commemorate the Irish Rebellion of 1798.
I'll tell you my joke while Mike's getting ready. We're just reading a book about anti-gravity. I couldn't put it down.
Oh, Paddy dear, and did ye hear the news that's going round? The shamrock is forbid by law to grow in Irish ground. It's no more St. Patrick's Day we'll keep, his colours can't be seen, for there's a cruel law against the wearing of the green. Oh, I met with Napper Tandy, and he took me by the hand, and he said, how's dear old Ireland, and how does she stand? She's the most distressful country that ever yet was seen, for they're hanging men and women there for the wearing of the green.
Oh, then tell me, Sean O'Farrell, tell me why you hurry so. Hush me, Bushel, how should listen, and his cheeks were all aglow. I bear orders from the captain, get you ready quick and soon, for the pikes must be together by the rising of the moon.
By the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, for the pikes must be together by the rising of the moon. By the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, for the pikes must be together by the rising of the moon.
Then tell me, Sean O'Farrell, where the gathering is to be. In the old spot by the river, right well known to you and me. One more word for signal token, whistle up the marching tune, with your pike upon your shoulder by the rising of the moon.
By the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, for the pikes must be together by the rising of the moon. By the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, for the pikes must be together
if the color we must wear is England's cruel red, let it remind us of the blood old Ireland has shed. Then take the shamrock from your hat and throw it on the sod, but never fear, 'twill take root there, though underfoot is trod. When the law can stop the blades of grass from growing as they grow, and when the leaves in summertime their colors dare not show, then I will change the color too I wear in my cabine. But till that day, please God, I'll stick to the wearing of the green.
There beside that singing river that dark mass of men were seen, far above their shining weapons hung their own beloved green. Death to every foreign traitor, forward strike the marching tune, and hurrah me boys for freedom, 'tis the rising of the moon.
By the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, for the Pikes must be together by the rising of the moon. By the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, for the Pikes must be together by the rising of the moon.
Well, they fought for poor old Ireland, and full bitter was their fate. Oh, what glorious pride and sorrow filled the name of '98. Yes, thank God, and still our beating hearts and manhood's burning noon, who would follow in their footsteps by the rising of the moon.
By the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, for the Pikes must be together by the rising of the moon. By the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, for the Pikes must be together by the rising of the moon.
So we do a lot of traditional Irish songs, and we're going to do a couple, 3 songs now that were very recognizable Irish songs that we can have you all join us in singing in. But it turns out that like a lot of Irish songs, these songs were written by Irish American immigrants that came to the U.S. from Ireland, and around 1900, between 1900 and 1920, they produced a lot of Irish plays, and they wrote songs that went with those Irish plays, and those songs became fairly popular Irish tunes. One of them is, for example, When Irish Eyes Were Smiling. That's one. And that was written by this guy, I always put Jessica on it.
Chauncey Alcott.
Chauncey Alcott, who wrote several songs, including this one, which he recorded about 1913.
Over in Killarney, many years ago, me mother sang a song to me in a voice so sweet and low. Just a simple little ditty in her good old Irish way, and I'd give the world if she could sing that song to me this day. Sing it, everybody.
Everybody now.
Toora-loora-loora, toora-loora-lie, toora-loora-loora. Well, hush now, don't ye cry. Toora-loora-loora, toora-loora-lie, toora-loora-loora. It's an Irish lullaby. Oft in dreams I wander to that cot again. I feel her arms a-hugging me as when she held me then, and I hear her voice a-humming to me as in days of yore, when she used to rock me fast asleep outside the cabin door. Sing it, everybody.
Solid Grounds Irish Singers. Thank you. So now we're going to do a similar song. It was a very famous Irish song that Terry's going to sing. It was written as a poem, really, by an Englishman. And years later, his sister thought it would be clever to put it to some old traditional Irish airs, and it became a well-known song. But it started out with an English poem.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. 'Tis you must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be there in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. And when you come and all the flowers dying, if I am dead, as dead I will maybe, you'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say, and I'll be there for me. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be there in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. And I shall hear the soft new tread above me, and all my grave will warmer, sweeter be. If you will bend and tell me that you love me, then I shall sleep in peace until you come to me. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be there in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. Danny boy. Thank you.
Thanks, Terry. Very nice. So, how many of you have been to Ireland recently, in the last 10 years? A few, eh? Yeah. So, they tell me that this next song, when you go over there, that you can actually hear them playing in a bunch of the Irish pubs and stuff like that. But it's not an old traditional Irish song. It was written by Texas's own Steve Earle. So Steve Earle went to Ireland. He got all wound up. He wrote this song, and he sings it, and we're going to sing it right now. It's called Galway Girl. And if you get a chance to go see the video out on YouTube, they do a wonderful instrumental in between the verses. It's just terrific. So anyway, we're going to be Steve Earle and sing an Irish song here. Okay. Well, I took a stroll on the old long walk of the day, and I met a little girl and we stopped to talk on a soft fine day. Now I ask you, friend, tell me what would you do if her hair was black and her eyes are blue? And I knew right then I'd be taking a whirl around the Salt Hill Pond with a Galway girl too. Well, I was halfway there when the rain came down on a day, and she asked me up to her flat downtown on a soft fine day. Now I ask you, friend, tell me what would you do if her hair was black and her eyes are blue? So I took her hand and I gave her a twirl, and I lost my heart to a Galway girl too. Well, when I woke up, I was all alone on a day, with a broken heart and a ticket home on a soft fine day. Now I ask you, friend, tell me what would you do if her hair was black and her eyes are blue? I've traveled around all over the world. Boys, I ain't seen nothing like a Galway girl. Get up, doggies. So our next little song we're doing, because we think it's a song you know and you could sing along. It's another song written around 1930 by Chauncey Alcott and was in one of the Irish plays back then. And Mike's gonna sing along, and we hope you can join us.
If you listen, I'll sing you a sweet little song of a flower that's now drooped and dead. Dearer to me is than all of its mates, though each holds aloft its proud head. 'Twas given to me by a girl that I know, since we met, faith, I've known no repose. She is dearer by far than the world's brightest star, and I'll call her my wild Irish rose.
Everybody.
My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. You can search everywhere, but none will compare with my wild Irish rose. My wild Irish rose, the dearest flower that grows. And someday for my sake
She may let me take the bloom from my wild Irish rose. The sweetest flower that grows. You can search everywhere, but none can compare with my wild Irish rose. My wild Irish rose, the dearest flower that grows. And someday for my sake, she may let me take the bloom from my wild Irish rose.
This is one of those songs where, I hate to admit it, but we always like speed it up. And if we speed it up, then Terry can't possibly get all the words in. So we have to like shame ourselves at the beginning and go, not too fast, please. I'll tell you my other joke while she's getting ready. My wife, tells me, she's been really busy lately. And she always is telling me, oh, I made another era. Oh, I made another era. And so I gave her some advice. I said, dear, embrace your mistakes. She gave me a hug.
I'm going to test this mic just to see if I can get to it while I'm still playing this. I think it works. Okay. Forgot that first verse. I met a little beggar man and begged King of Spain for 60 more in this little Isle of Green. He's known from Luffy down to Cebu. He's known by the name of Old Johnny Doo. Of all the trades that's going now, begging is the best. When a man is tired, he can sit down and rest. Beg for his supper, he has nothing else to do. Only cut around the corner with his old rigadoo. Slept in a barn down at Currabon. A wet night came on, he slept till the dawn. Holes in the roof and the rain coming through. The rats and the cats, they were playing peekaboo. Who should awaken but the woman of the house, with her white spotty apron and calico blouse. She began to frighten and he said, woo, I'd rather be afraid, ma'am, it's only Johnny Doo. Flaxy-haired girl one day. Good morning, little flaxy-haired girl, he did say. Good morning, little beggar man, and how do you do? With your rags and your bags and your old rigadoo. I'll buy a pair of stockings and a collar and a tie. A nice young lady I'll fetch by and by. I'll buy a pair of goggles and I'll color them blue. An old-fashioned lady I will make her too. Over the hills with his pack on his back. Over the hills with his great heavy sack. With the holes in his shoes and his toes gleaming through. Skinny, doodle old Johnny Doo. He must go to bed for it's getting late at night. The fire's all raked, out goes a light. Now you've heard the story of his old rigadoo. It's goodbye and God be with you, says old Johnny Doo.
we've been doing a lot of, sort of traditional Irish songs, even though some of them weren't really that old. They're still well-known Irish songs. So the next song we're doing is like not even close to an Irish song. It was written by an Englishman. His name is Tony Hazard, and it was recorded back in the 70s by a British group called Manfred Mann.
Remember Manfred Mann?
So the song sort of came over, sort of got in with the Appalachian people, and they thought, it's a nice song, but the verses are just dreary. It was like a sad, dreary song. So the bluegrass guys there decided they would write some different verses and pep the tune up a little bit, and we really like it, and so we're going to do it. Ready?
She walks through the corn leading down to the river. Her hair shone like gold in the hot morning sun. She took all the love that a poor boy could give her and left me to die like a fox on the run.
Out here everybody knows the reason for the fall, when woman tempted man down in Paradise's hall. Well, this woman tempted me, she took me for a ride, but like a lonely fox, boys, I need a place to hide. She walks through the corn leading down to the river. Her hair shone like gold in the hot morning sun. She took all the love that a poor boy could give her and left me to die like a fox on the run. Like a fox on the run. Well, we'll drink a glass of wine, boys, around until our full. We'll talk about the world and the friends we used to know. Well, I see a string of girls, they put me on the floor. The game is nearly over, the hounds are at my door. She walks through the corn leading down to the river. Her hair shone like gold in a hot morning sun. She took all the love that a poor boy could give her and left me to die like a fox on the run. She walks through the corn leading down to the river. Her hair shone like gold in the hot morning sun. She took all the love that a poor boy could give her and left me to die like a fox on the run. She walks through the corn leading down to the river. Her hair shone like gold in the hot morning sun. She took all the love that a poor boy could give her and left me to die like a fox on the run. Like a fox on the run.
I think that the Irish might claim that one. They hunt foxes over there, right?
And they're always on the run.
Yeah, they run.
Terry's warming up. I got to tell another joke. Oh, yeah, so I went down to Costco because my wife said I had to get my hearing tested. So I went there to talk to the person, and they said, can you describe the symptoms? And I said, well, Homer's big and yellow, and Marge has blue hair.
You had to be a fan of The Simpsons.
Now it's coming on.
from her nest, and she goes off in the air with the dew all on her breast. And like the jolly ploughboy she whistles and she sings, and she goes home in the evening with the dew all on her wings. Oh, Roger the ploughboy, he is a dashing blade. He goes whistling and singing through yonder leafy shade. He met the dark-eyed Susan, she's handsome, I declare, and she is far more enticing than the birds all in the air. As they were coming home from the rakes of the town, the meadow being all mown and the grass had been cut down, as they should chance to tumble along the new mown hay, oh, it's kiss me now or never, this funny lass did say. The lark in the morning, she rises from her nest, and she goes off in the air with the dew all on her breast. And like the jolly ploughboy, she whistles and she sings, and she goes home in the evening with the dew all on her wings. When 20 long weeks were over and past, her mammy asked the reason why she thickened round her waist. It was the pretty ploughboy, this girl then did say, for he caused me for to tumble all on the new mown hay. Is a health to you ploughboys wherever you may be, that'd like to have a bonny lass a-sittin' on each knee. With a pint of good strong porter he'll whistle and he'll sing, for the ploughboy is a happy as a prince or a king. The lark in the morning, she rises from her nest, and she goes off in the air with the dew all on her breast. And like the jolly ploughboy, she whistles and she sings, and she goes home in the evening with the dew all on her wings. The lark in the morning, she rises from her nest, and she goes off in the air with the dew all on her breast. And like the jolly ploughboy, she whistles and she sings, and she goes home in the evening with the dew all on her wings.
I have to conduct there at the end.
I'll just do our last two, maybe. I think on that. One more. Did I do that? Gypsy Rover. We got just a couple more songs we're going to do, so we're going to do one here for all of Mike's fans. I'll let him wheel one out again for you.
Where are they?
I see one right there.
I think they left early, Mike.
The bus left, yeah.
In addition to Mike singing, this features Jessica whistling. So, yay, I know. Or depending on how much she's been drinking. Yeah.
I just drank some water.
Oh, yeah, right.
The gypsy rover came over the hill, down for the valley so shady. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. Ah-de-do, ah-de-do, da-day, ah-de-do, ah-de-day-dee. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. She left her father's castle gate, she left her own true lover, she left her servants and her estate to follow the gypsy rover. Ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-doo, da-day, ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-day-dee. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. Her father saddled his fastest steed, roamed the valley all over. He sought his daughter at great speed, and the whistling gypsy rover. Ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-doo, da-day, ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-day-dee. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. Came at last to a mansion fine, down by the river Clady, and there was music and there was wine for the gypsy and his lady. Ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-doo, da-dee, ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-dee-dee. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. He's no gypsy, my father, said she, my lord of Freeland's all over, and I shall stay till my dying day with my whistling gypsy rover. Ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-doo, da-dee, ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-dee-dee. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. Ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-doo, da-dee, ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-dee-dee. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady.
Oh, very nice. It's another song about one of Mike's relatives. It's another one of those Irish songs where poor Paddy Murphy passed away. And they had to have a sad time, you know, like they always do for Paddy Murphy. This is the night that Paddy Murphy died. So sad.
It's a very sad time for our family. He was an uncle, and he was a good man, but now he's gone.
Well, the night that Paddy Murphy died was a night I'll never forget. Some of the boys got loaded drunk and ain't been sober yet. As long as there's a bottle to pass around, everyone was feeling gay. O'Leary brought some bagpipes with music for to play. That's how they show their respect to Paddy Murphy. That's how they show their honor and their pride. They said it was a sin and a shame. They winked at one another. Every place in the house was full the night that Murphy died. Well, as Mrs. Murphy sat in the corner pouring out her grief, well, Kelly and his gang came a-roaring down the street. They went into an empty room and a bottle of whiskey strolled. Well, they put that bottle with the corpse to keep that whiskey cold. That's how they show their respect to Paddy Murphy. That's how they show their honor and their pride. They said it was a sin and a shame. They winked at one another. Every drink in the place was full the night that Murphy died. Well, about 2 o'clock in the morning, jointed up the jug. He lifted up the icebox lid and saw Paddy's mug. We stopped the clock cause Mrs. Murphy couldn't tell the time. And at 2:15, we argued it was 9. That's how they show their respect to Paddy Murphy. That's how they show their honor and their pride. They said it was a sin and a shame. They winked at one another. Every drink in the place was full the night that Murphy died. Well, we stopped the hearse on George Street outside some dance saloon. We went in at 8:30 and stumbled out at noon. We went up to the graveyard so holy and sublime. But we found out when we got there that we'd left the corpse behind. That's how we showed our respect to Paddy Murphy. That's how we showed our honor and our pride. We said it was a sin and a shame. We winked at one another. Every drink in the place was full the night that Murphy died. Yeah, every drink in the place was full the night that Murphy died. All right, well, we're going to do one more song, and thank everybody for coming out tonight. I thank Solid Grounds Music Cafe for allowing us to play, and Susan for organizing us to be here. And we've been wanting to play here for a while, so we're real happy to be here, and we're happy to see everybody. And I'm hoping you had as good a time as we did. We had a good time. So we got one more song. You want to tell a little about this, Mike?
Let's see, what was the movie that it was in? I can't think now. It's called The Parting Glass. Yeah, The Waking of Ned Devine. So if you remember that movie, it's the main song in The Waking of Ned Devine, called The Parting Glass, and it's our salute to you for coming tonight, and it's a kind of a moving song, really. I spent it in good company, and all the harm that e'er I did, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass, good night and joy be with you all. If I had money enough to spend, and leisure time to sit a while, there is a fair maid in this town, who sorely has my heart beguiled. Her rosy cheeks and ruby lips, I own she has my heart enthralled. So fill to me the parting glass, good night and joy be with you all. Oh, all the comrades that e'er I had, they're sorry for my going away. And all the sweethearts that e'er I had, they'd wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and softly call, good night and joy be with you all.
Thank you, guys. Until we meet again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rye Creek. We really appreciate it. We love them very much, right? All right. Thank you, Solid Grounds. Thanks for coming out tonight. We wish you guys a great night. Thank you. And just a note, next week we have Simple Truth coming out. And if you want to know what they do, they play jazz, blues, pop, gospel, and original songs. So if there's one music in there you can't find, I'm sorry. Come on out, and they're bringing a special guest. So it should be really fun. We appreciate it, and have a great night. Be safe. Thank you.